I have news, my sovereign. I'm sorry to say that your suspicions were correct. Your father, the king, is being induced into a highly suggestible and controllable state by our court wizard. I'm certain of it. I saw Gautier do it. It happened entirely by chance. I found them whispering together in the garden. Something about how they sat closely together made me stop what I was doing. I wanted to see how our magician behaved when he thought no other eyes were upon him. Your father seemed more animated than he has been in the past weeks. His eyes were clearer, he sat up straighter in his chair, and he actually interrupted Gautier at one point in their discussion. Then the fiend offered him a goblet, and when he refused, he pried his jaw open and forced him to drink. The change was immediate. I watched the light go out of his eyes. He seemed to wither and grow feeble, only nodding passively to whatever Gautier said. I'm sorry, my sovereign, I am so sorry. The monster. I wanted so badly to draw my sword and strike him down the second I realized what was happening, but... you know Gautier's power as well as I. I couldn't take him alone. After I failed in the attempt, I wouldn't be here if he came after you. What he is doing to our king is beyond appalling. I could never forgive myself if he sunk his claws into you. We will find a way to stop him, and I swear he will pay. I found information that might help us. I knew that if I were to bring this news to you, you would need more than just my word on the matter. So I snuck into Gautier's office while they held court this afternoon. Yes, as I picked the lock, I thought, this is exactly what you would ask me to do next. The thought gave me resolve. I'm not used to poking around in other people's sanctuaries. While I could find no incriminating books or journals, I did find letters of correspondence discussing a ritual known as the Evlach spell. It's no simple curse, it's worse than I ever imagined. It's a slow and cruel deterioration of the mind and will. When performed properly, the spell is easy to mistake for the enfeeblement of old age or disease. I know not whether prolonged exposure is fatal, but given how rapidly your father has deteriorated, I fear the worst. That isn't to mention some of the spell components. They are ghastly. Look. Certain details and place names in the letters made me seek out the Royal Library. This book concerns a seclusive species of dryads that live in the northern mountains of Grimwood. They're linked to fungi rather than plants or trees, and their bodies are able to produce a substance that allows them complete control over other living creatures. The dryads themselves only use this ability to induct willing participants into their faith, where they collectively serve an entity known as the Divine Spore. Little else is known beyond that. Yes, that is despite that mages the world over have sought these creatures since they were first discovered, to the point where they were thought to be extinct for a time. Everything, from the spores they exhale to their skin and hair and internal organs, are considered priceless as spell ingredients. I lack your knowledge and skill with magics, so I cannot be sure of specifics, but the letters have convinced me that Gautier is using the dryad spores, at least, to undermine and befuddle our king. It makes me shudder to think how he got his hands on such a substance. Oh gods. You are right. The reports from the villages surrounding Grimwood, I forgot all about those. Did you read the latest? It came just this morning. It's not simply an increase in ghasts and plague-maiden attacks as we thought. Tendrils of pure blight seep into the crops, and farm animals display strange and self-destructive behaviors. There was even one account of a farmer's boy who kept trying to wander into the woods like a sleepwalker, muttering all sorts of mad things. They had to tie him to his bed. What has that mad wizard done to the forest? We have perhaps another hour before Gautier will be free to return to his office. I was cautious, but he is bound to notice my intrusion and the missing letters. They were kept in a locked drawer. Nothing happened when I coaxed it open, but it's possible his desk has been enspelled to alert him when it's been tampered with. No. I have never been to Grimwood. I only know what you've told me of your journeys there. The rest is all rumors and tavern tales. The time passes differently there, and the very sky and weather are different from what we experience. I remember you telling me that when you were young, you wished to lay claim to the forest yourself and put its creatures in a menagerie. But I will follow you there. I'll follow you anywhere. I trust you with my life. Whatever happens next, I am for thee. Of course, anything for you. So, we venture to Grimwood in search of an antidote. I'll assemble my bow and prepare the horses. For our people, for the realm. The road remains clear. Shall we slow down? Here. How are you holding up? I ask you as your seneschal and as your friend, my sovereign. No, I understand. Sometimes finding proof of one's convictions can be infuriating. To see the court fawn at that wizard, you'd think the man personally decided when the sun rose and set each day. You needn't thank me for being here. In fact, you shouldn't. It is my purpose to remain at your side. I wouldn't dream of making you face this alone. Well, of course I believed you. How could I not? I've been almost as frustrated as you that I could do nothing significant to ease your frustration. It must have been maddening, knowing something was going on, but being powerless to stop it. While I hate what I witnessed today, I'm glad I was finally able to bring your suspicions into the light. At least this way we can seek to set things right again. am undeserving of such praise. You truly feel you could handle anything as long as I'm with you? Hearing you say that, it's what any worthy seneschal ever wishes to hear, my sovereign. For as long as I am able, I will stay where I am needed. I wouldn't venture to say that our court is rife with corruption, no. But it wouldn't surprise me to learn a few of them were in Gautier's pocket, through bribery or blackmail. I've heard tell that he knows a secret about Count Edamar that all but makes the man his servant. And the way Lady Blackwell throws her sons and daughters at him makes it clear she is desperate to form an alliance with him. But take heart. There are many who are yet loyal to your father, and to you. And I imagine everyone is going to be very surprised when we return with a cure that healers and apothecarists the realm over were unable to produce. No, it shall be a fight. Hells! I know those arrows. They're Gautier's men. Got him. Ride on! They shan't follow us into Grimwood. I think we've lost them. Thank gods. Are you all right? Good. I fear they may have caught us, were it not for your adroit riding. Oh, yes, I am fine. Easy, Daphne, my girl. We're all right. There's a girl. This place is so strange. I swear even the air tastes different. Almost electric. And I've never seen clouds rotate widdershins before. And, I take it those slimy black tendrils draping across the forest floor aren't normal. Or are they? They smell alarming. The aforementioned blight. Ugh. I'll make sure Daphne doesn't step in them then. The sooner we cure whatever is cursing this forest, the better. I'm afraid I feel just a bit out of my element. We'll need to find shelter soon, I think. I don't want to try sleeping under the sky with the clouds churning that way. Oh, you know of a cave. That is a relief. It will be nice to set up a fire and get camp settled. Oh, I suppose no fire, then. I'd hate to attract the attention of the local fae. Given the state of the forest, I have a feeling we wouldn't be welcomed with open arms. What did that blithering idiot wizard do? Well, at least we have food that doesn't require cooking. It has been a long time since breakfast. Would you care for an apple? Or perhaps gods above and below. Everything's rotten. Ugh, the stench from in here. Ugh, check yours too. Hellfire. I swear to you, everything was absolutely pristine when I packed it. Ugh, look at the bread. It's covered in mold. What about water? Ugh, it's slimy. Is that right? Well, it's a small comfort to know that this is not a usual occurrence in this place. We don't even have water. I don't know. I'm hesitant to eat or drink anything here. It could poison us or worse. Very well. You have camped here before. I will trust your good judgment. Yes. Let's keep moving. I am very glad to have you with me, my sovereign.